everybody. You are watching So Taro. I was trying to put my glasses on. Someone could be shifting focus. I started channeling already. And I'm having a difficult time with my glasses. And I don't want to get up. I started recording. We're so early and I could restart, but I feel like it's giving push through. It's giving powerful. But not in like a struggle way. It's giving like the glasses are on. There's some condensation on them, but I can see through them. It will dry. It's giving that, you know, divine timing is what I'm hearing. It's definitely a timing thing. Divine was what I was hearing to make sure to have with the timing. I'm shuffling for y'all right now. My head's getting caught in the cards. So it's just a lot of like, you know, condensation on the glasses isn't too big of an issue. Hair between your cards, not that big of an issue really. Stopping the issue. Yeah, so I think someone's in their head about a relationship. Or a situationship. I'm hearing like situationship. I'm hearing not to chuckle at y'all, but this word is ridiculous. But like entanglement for someone that's very specific. But no, on the most part, it's someone's in head about a situationship or relationship. It's a little more steady than entanglement. That's why I think I had a chuckle. Yeah, so many cards just fell on the floor, and they're all down facing, and I'm not gonna read all of them. I'm not gonna put them all down, maybe I'll look at them. But I'm not gonna put them all in this spread. We have, okay, so right here we have Nine of Swords and the Lovers. And here what came out real quick, hold on. We have the Tower. Yeah, it's someone is so in their head. Like I am getting, before I even get into the cards in my hand, it's downloading. Someone is so in their head. I'm hearing shifting focus. I'm hearing refocus, focus. Like focus keep going in and out. Like think of a camera lens, or like when your eyes keep refocusing. Maybe someone needs to just close their eyes and meditate or pray or think with their eyes closed for a bit. Maybe that'll help things be quieter. For it to have been such a visual like imagery, I'm getting that like meme or reference when people are saying, it's trying to escape me. Like there are so many energies in your aura. There's so many things in your energy field right now. But it's the meme where they're like, you ever have to turn down the music so you can see the street sign better? And why is that so true? Like, why is that so real? But that's what it's given. Like, I think you need to like, for somebody very specifically, your visual intake, you need to try to like be more intentional or minimize perspectives of that. So that so many distractions. So that you can hear more clearly, so you can hear the divine more clearly. With the Nine of Swords out there and the Lovers, that's very much what we're kicking off with. And these bunch of cards that fell on the floor, we have the Tower, Six of Wands, Ace of Swords. Some people like this. Give me a second, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all what they mean. It's like a lot of cards. There's only three more. Two of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. I am gonna put them down in this spread. Three of Swords. It's just gonna be a more organic spread than like they're gonna start to stack over each other. So like with the Tower card, so with these cards initially I wasn't gonna put them on the table. The energy I was feeling that this is more so, this is leaning more in the territory of what this energy, which I am mostly getting as a masculine energy. It doesn't have to be a man, but I am getting a more masculine energy. It could even be a feminine or a woman operating in masculinity right now. Like whatever's going on in this lovers relationship that we about to maybe get into could have you moving in a masculine energy. And then you could also just be a masculine energy. But with that, this tower and the rest of the cards I'm about to put down in this that I have now before you see me, if I shuffle again, these little cards here, it's more so what's going on mentally, internally, even energetically, but it starts with the mind. That's also why it's giving a masculine energy. It's, oh wow, even with the swords. But yeah, that's why it's giving such a more masculine energy here. This is very like, I'm hearing like mental manipulation, mental magic, I'm hearing a lot of mental. A lot of the source of the discomfort or disharmony or the changes in energy is being sourced from like the mental right now. So with this tower energy, you know the tower is upheavals and it's a lot of rah-rah with the tower. The tower is a card that when it comes out, the girls start to shake and tremble because that's what the tower is, a shake and tremble card. With this spread specifically, I love when the energies in the cards are just so in tune. But this tower is actually a very docile tower. Someone needs me to say demure. Like it's a very demure. but anyway, this tower, if you look at the tarot decks, the tower be cracked in half, the lightning be destroying it, people be falling off, crowns be flying. This is a pretty demure tower, given what I've seen before. So even with the energy, it's given like, let's not get into too much of upheavals and stuff. That's what you are creating and that's what you're manifesting, because it could be what you have experienced or what you maybe are experiencing, but you are creating a tower. Your mental state and how you're perceiving the situation. For some, this may be triggering because I'm saying this real off the bat. A lot of readers kind of would have said that slower, so forgive me. Maybe some people they wanted to hear it like that or they needed to hear it like that, but it's not when we get into the rest of the cards, we're gonna see. But this tower isn't feeling like the tower, from my perspective, that you are perceiving does not look as bad as I believe it feels for you. And for some of you may relate to that. You may have heard that before. You may have talked to somebody else about your situation, or you may have, I don't know, gone. You know how sometimes you don't want to tell people your business, so you go out and seek other sources, but you might not have just set all your stuff on the table. But my point is, you may have gathered in that research or just from that person's response that, from their perspective at least, it might not be as bad as you think. And I'm not here to gaslight nobody. So if you got very concrete, three-dimensional evidence that's something very uprooting, take what resonates and leave the rest. Don't force something. If you know you're in a situation that's something different, then it's different. But this is for the people that, like, you might have heard that before. Like, maybe, or you've, like, this would make more sense to you if you're the person. Like, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You might have definitely heard that before. Definitely. That's what I was getting. That's a real indicator for someone that, like, you've heard this before. That, like, you might be I'd like to say overthinking, but that's definitely what it is. Like, because I like to validate people's thinking processes. You know, you gotta be very intentional and aware in this world. But I'm hearing overthinking, and you may have heard that before, and you may have heard it from someone that is triggering. This is one of those, it doesn't matter who the message is from, it's the message type of moments. So if the person, excuse me if my chair is bothering y'all so much, it is so creaky. I'm trying to get the reading out, and I just felt like if I tried to reshift the space too much, we wasn't gonna get nowhere. Back to what was going on here. The person is mad irrelevant. For some of y'all, I'm getting at whoever might have told y'all this could have been triggering people, or they might have said it to you in a very triggering or bullying kind of way. Disregard who said it. It's more so like, if you've heard this and resonated with it before, Spirit is talking to you through the universe. With the Six of Wands, oh, he's just on a horse like a knight. Isn't that so interesting? we're gonna get into the lovers, but the lovers look so at peace. Like, I just feel like that situation is really more you than maybe the lovers. But we're gonna get into the rest of the cards. And when I say it's you, I mean that in an endearing way. In the sense that not it's you like you're the problem. Do not go down that rabbit hole. You're definitely not the problem. For one, I feel as though I manifest that if I'm reading for your energy and it's my collective, you are in the divine light and you are guided and blessed by God's hands, love, light, and all that cannot be put in words. With that being said, you're not the problem. So I didn't say that. So don't take it that way. What I mean is that sometimes we have an inner saboteur and our ego talks to us. And our ego is not our higher self. And our ego, whether it's saying good, bad, happy, sad, whatever the ego is saying, ego is never coming from a place of good or true motivation or love, light, or happiness. So it's more so an ego moment. There is something in your ego you need to heal. And that's why even with the card, there's like a dark energy and like a shadow energy. Not a dark energy. There's like just let me answer dark energy. And it is what it is. But it's a shadow energy that you have to heal. Something in your shadow that is not allowing you to see the light in whatever the situation is. Not saying it's perfect. I'm not getting too many rocky waves. Specifically, the water is so still in this card. I believe that's a pond of water, unless it's a rug. But either way, it's just a very still card. This is a pretty still energy. Even for it to be literally something flying in the back, it just looks, it's pretty still. Whereas this looks, anyway, back to what I was saying. Well, back to more so you, because I'm not getting we need to focus on this. That's what I'm saying. I feel like you're hyper focusing on the relationship or like this situationship, which like maybe it does need its own attention, but like I feel like you're kind of, maybe you're trying to avoid the self moment, like the self talk and the self check-in, and somehow you avoiding that is completely like making you, it could be making you, or it could be leading you to overanalyze, overstress, harp. I'm hearing the word hype. Maybe you get hyper sometimes. Maybe that's something for someone to get hype. I'm hearing the word hype. But it's causing you to overanalyze smaller things in this connection or that connection, because I don't know what stage y'all are in right now, but the incoming connections, or it could even, for some of y'all, it's a connection. For some of y'all, like a very niche group, but it's a y'all connection with yourself. Like this lovers is you with yourself. Like it's giving reflection energy, but for the most of who we were talking about, we've been talking about you stressing over your situationship. And I think you make, I don't want to say you making it a situationship. For like, I would say 50% of y'all, you are making it a situationship. Like something you're stressing about. Like you're the masculine. You know you're making it a situationship. Like it's something you're stressing over that like you need to check in with your ego. And as a human being, masculine or not, it's okay if you're not ready. And if you need to take time to check in with yourself, well, for that's a little trigger for somebody. Don't pump your relationship. I need to hold it in with me and let me take my time to say this. When I say you're not ready, I mean that in the sense that time is an illusion, and the perspective that you need to do more things first, or certain things need to be proven, or you need to turn certain rocks to like find like all of this stuff, all of these lists of things and all of this rah. That's you in your head. That's you creating a tower. It's you building a tower that's gonna have to have a tower moment. You're creating it. You're building what is gonna then be an upheaval with all of this list. If you feel that that is part of that, or some of it, or figuring out the process of not, like whatever you feel with that list, if you feel like that's worth your time and that you need to go through that before you like just trust your relationship or trust what your relationship could be, or for some what it wasn't, just accept what it isn't. For some of y'all, that's what the issue is. You're not accepting what it wasn't. But with that being said, time is an illusion. So if you truly overcome these thoughts, you will be at the destination you're supposed to be at. And that is confirmed with the Six of Wands card down here, which I love that. I'm looking at the rest of the spread like, yeah, let me see, is this confirmed? But the Six of Wands naturally means, him being on the horse threw me in this reading. So you could be very like knight in shining armor type energy, or very running with your horses, like, well, 100,000 horsepower is fixing to leave. Like, I don't know, like maybe you got a fast car, you just always the person on call. Like, what is it? The baby, if you pull, baby, I roll up. If you, with Khalifa roll up. Anyway, Six of Wands is just also a guided path. Like, if you want to envision the cards drawing more, you could picture a path like lit with 6 torches telling you which way to go. And it's like this character is chugging down with his horse, like full speed. It's like divine guidance. And the Ace of Swords is a confirmation of like truth, and like that word represents yes. It's like a green light, which I don't know how universal that term is. So it's like, it's that like go ahead. It's like literally how he has his sword up in the air. Oh, you can't even see these cards. Love that. It's good we weren't on them for too long. You see how he has his sword up in the air? It's like that same energy of like, here we go, we're pumping forward. So I just feel as though like whatever you're getting, like you see how convoluted the reading got when we were kind of trying to analyze your many different, like, it's so foggy because it's not relevant, but the words like, I don't know, like your suspicions or something, or cautions, like whatever you call it. It's just so, it's not like, not it's not valid, but it's so valid, but it's overthinking. If you're an overthinker, you know it's like just one of your overthinking things. And I think that when you get clarity through detoxing from maybe what is I heard over-sensualized, but I also meant overstimulate. So take that how it resonates. So from whatever's overstimulating, maybe when you take a breath from that and get that clarity and get that quiet, the speed in that Six of Wands and then that confirmation, that is the Wands, correct? He just is giving me swords vibes. He's giving me night vibes. Anyway, like it's a very, I'm definitely also to confirm, it's also stud energy and like AG energy. That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't have to be a man, but this energy is, it doesn't need to be anything specific. It is a leader, masculine, save the day type of like Superman type, superhero type of swooping with the cape. Like, it's very much that energy in this reading, in this spread. And with the Ace of Swords, it's a confirmation of that speed of like, no, it's the confirmation of like, this is you wanting to push the gas pedal. This is you pushing the gas pedal actually, because you feel like the highway is clear. You saw a clear highway and you pushed the gas pedal. This is like getting to the intersection and it's 16 green lights. That's what this is. Green lights mean go. If in case that's not universal, I'm not very sure. In America, it means go. Anyway, here we have Two of Swords. So I haven't looked at these 3 cards yet. This is when I decided I was going to put it's so cohesive with all of the sword energy. That's that mental energy and that yearn for mental clarity. Like, you're somebody that seeks, I'm hearing logic. You're someone that seeks that mental clarity, that mental stability. You always want the mental understanding, the mental consensus. And that's not bad. I hope my voice doesn't sound like it's in a objectifying tone, but anyway, because it's not, that could be my own projections, but forgive me. So back to this, I think that's a good thing, but that's my personal opinion. Back to what I was saying, it can sometimes get in the way of what you're trying to accomplish here. So with this Two of Swords card, this is you at that intersection trying to figure out if you want to turn left or right. And that's the thing of, with the Three of Swords, you know the decision you have to make. And that's what the Ace to the 2 to the 3 is literally 1, 2, 3. With the Three of Swords, you know the decision you have to make, and I think that. I'm gonna give y'all one more. Let me pull one more card. I can complete this with y'all. Let me move this card up for y'all. It is a decision of the heart, but hold on. And it's a decision from the heart space, but I'm about to clarify this card right now. You can have a solid, complete reading. Here we go. We got 3 more cards. Okay. There's 8 of Swords, 9 of Wands, and the Devil. Okay, here we go. Yeah. And then with the overthinking or in general? In general, the overthinking. Okay. So this to be very cohesive. Okay, fabulous. Okay. With the Two of Swords, you know the decision you have to make. Not the Two of Swords. Well, with the Two of Swords to the Three of Swords, you know the decision that you have to make, and it's an uncomfortable one, and it's not as comfortable as you think. It is the most uncomfortable as it will ever be now. Every moment you get closer to the decision, it will be less uncomfortable. And like, and the Three of Swords is a card of heartbreak, but this heart is completely full. Like, granted, the sword is more so behind it artistically, if you want to be real. There are so many decks where like the heart is torn open, or like all 3 of the swords are stuck through it. This is giving you have thought and flipped and rolled around, being unsure with the decision that you know you have to make, or you probably already made the decision, Mr. Man. And not to offend nobody that's not literally a man, but it's that energy of like, even with the Knight of Pentacles, this is a very take charge. This is a very, I'm hearing studious. So like, whether you're student or not, when you were a student, maybe you were studious, or even if you wasn't good in school, people said you could have been, like one of those type of things. I don't know. But like, even like a militant, or like, I'm also seeing suits, so it's like different levels of people, and it could even be like a hood type of like demographic of person. It doesn't have to be suits. The point is, this is someone that takes charge. This decision is something that seems like an inevitable conclusion that you knew that you was going to have to come to, and you might have been avoiding it. And with the Three of Swords, yeah, it might be a tough decision, but you know decisions are tough. Like, that's why it's not a heartbreak type of decision. It's just a tough decision. And I feel like you shouldn't waste your time trying to pick left or right when the previous Ace of Swords confirmed that you got 16 green lights ahead of you, and you already was pushing the gas with the Six of Wands. They lit up the highway for you at 3 a.m. You know who they is. Your spirit team, the ancestors, God, the highest, who you serve. It's lit up for you. You know what you have to do. And that's the Knight of Pentacles is such a confirmation of like financial security, and like the ground you step on is good. And like that horse is moving so much more steady and is paced in a securing way. Like, it's a very secure energy. So with the rest of the reading, where it goes from here, because that's really telling you that you know what you have to do when you know the decision you have to make. And I think that really is about how much time you're spending making the decision. It's not about the decision. You green-lighted. You're being divinely guided. You know what the decision is. You've thought about it long enough. It's about how much time you're going to spend making the decision. And it's not about being hasty or rushing or moving in fear. You can take... That's what I was saying about not being ready. I misspoke. You can take your time. That's what I meant. You can take your time It is about spending the time intentionally and being aware of how much time you're spending, because ultimately you're spending your own time. It's not about saving somebody else's time, even though karmically that's very important. It's actually karmically more important about how you're saving your time and how you're serving your purpose here divinely and your divine mission. And that could be left, right, or forward. But like, don't get to the intersection and play. Anyway, with the rest of these cards, I feel like these is given more so if you continue to stay in this energy. Because you can still be yourself and be decisive. I wouldn't even say indecisive. Like, you decisive, you get to conclusions, you just make sure it's the right one first. It's a little indecisive sometimes, but you know what I mean. I'm on your side. But if you stay in this type of energy, this specific energy, like, it's something about in the bed, not getting out, rolling over, not getting your regular sleep, sun coming up, you still rolling around. Something about it, you losing sleep over it, you not sticking to your regimens, you may be feeling like you might be feeling like you losing health over it. Just a feeling, feelings aren't always facts. But with that being said, if you stay in this energy, these cards here, I feel like is where it more so is would lead to. But it definitely has the Eight of Swords, which is definitely, like, as you can see, a very trapping and engaging feeling with that card. It's not gonna give much liberation or freedom. Let me see the card's image specifically. I'm reading what the card means in tarot. I don't have the book, by the way. Someone needed to hear that. The book is not, I'm not reading the book. I meant reading it. Like, I studied tarot. I'm using intuition. I'm reading the card. The cards have their own meanings, and then the images add. Okay, no, but his hands are tied. See, I knew I was very confirmed. In some cards, his hand, the swords are like completely circled around the person. So the swords are even trapping them. And this one, his hands and the blindfold on his face shows that his vision and his ability to move and work with his hands is what's being attacked and hindered here. And with the swords being so loosely spread around him, it's the illusion of like physical freedom. Like the air around him and maybe his aura a little bit might feel like he's not trapped. And even with the sword he's holding himself, he might feel like I could get up out of here. But there's actually huge hindrances that have him in this situation. And it's so similar to the original card at this bottom here. It is like an evolution in energy. How you went from 9 of Swords to 8 of Swords. If you stay in that energy, if you do not progress into the Sex of Wands and the Ace of Swords, green light energy, it gives, oh, you can't see the second card. Put them next to each other. Now you can see 9 to 8. As you can see, there is a story there of stagnancy, even a downgrade. So we want to avoid that energy. We don't want to get into that. And then I'm going to briefly read these other 2 cards because we don't want to stick in the timeline of if you stay in low energy, because we're not going to do that. I don't manifest that for y'all. I actually pray that God will lead you in the best direction. I pray that your faith in God continues to stay strong. So, with the 9 of Wands, the 9 of Wands is like wandering through a forest at night with a torch, and it's dark, and it's cold, and the torch might run out soon, and it's your last torch, you ain't got that many more lighters, and you're by yourself. But maybe the sun might. The sun is behind you. It looks like it's going down. The point is, even with the Devil card, it's like that confirmation of that toxic loop of energy. The Devil card is like the opposite of the Lovers. There's usually a couple chained together in the car, but in this case, it doesn't even give couple. It just gives a toxic commitment and like, I'm hearing sell your soul. Like, I'm hearing this the energy of, like, sometimes if you give into your inner saboteur and you let your ego win and you allow your ego to ruin or take over, not ruin because no one can ruin your destiny, but if you allow your ego to truly alter your destiny, that is, in some figurative speeches, selling your soul. But I pray that my collective, they ain't doing that, they good. God got y'all. I love y'all so much. And God loves y'all even more.